Good morning, family. Today is Tuesday. I want to come on right quick and show you guys how I cook my greens. I'm going down the hallway, so excuse it. It's going to be a little dark until I get back to the front of the house. But anyway, today I'm cooking. I didn't cook the heavy meal yesterday because by the time I got home, it had gotten late. So I said, okay, you know, for the greens to cook and for them to cook right, you have to put that meat on early. So right now it is 8:41 in the a.m. And so the menu today is going to be smothered pork steaks. I'm going to cook some cornbread. I'm going to make some mixed greens and some red Kool-Aid. So, and some rice. So I'm going to show you guys on how in which I cook my greens and what I put, the type of meat that I put in my greens. Now, my aunt, you know, she cooks a little bit more healthier than me. So you guys can go with the alternative and do turkey or whatever. But here in my house, sad to say, I cook it fattening. And that's all I know. Not saying that it's healthy, because it's not. And I'm overweight. My kids are heavy. So I know that I need to, you know, cook a little bit more healthy. But I don't cook greens all the time. So when I'm cooking them, I cook them the only way I know. The way we cooked them in the restaurant. The way my mom cooked them. And that was fattening. So this is the meat that I put in my greens when I cook them. It is called smoked pork jaw. One of the most fattening meat you could put in some greens. But the seasoning is off the meter. And you definitely want it smoked. And this is made by Farmland. And I bought it from our store, which is Food 4 Less. But Food 4 Less, Ralph's, and Kroger's are all under the same umbrella. So if you guys have a Kroger's in your area, then boom, you could probably get it there. Or any, you know, check with your butcher and ask them, do you guys sell smoked jaw? And it's just like the salt pork. It's just like it. Only thing is, it has a little bit more meat than salt pork on it. And it's fattening, but it's good as shit. So anyway, what I'm getting ready to do, I washed my pot here. I washed my big pot. And I'm going to put the jaw on. And it takes jaw a good couple of hours for it to be ready. But I got some things to do this morning. Tony's here. And we got some running around to do. So I'm going to put it on low and let it cook for a few hours. And I think I'm going to put it on, let's see, maybe a 4. I'll put it on a 4. Between a 4 and a 5. And then I'm just going to let it go. And then I will come back on here in a little bit and show you guys how far I've gotten. Oh, let me show you what greens I got. Okay. Now, when I cook my greens, I like curly mustards, Texas turnips. So if I'm cooking for me, Tony, the kids, Ken, all that stuff, I usually cook about 6 bunches of greens. Okay. Now, for me, I like collards, but collards are so tough. It takes forever for them to cook, and they stanky as shit when you cooking them. So, and my aunt, she liked the smell of collard greens, and she likes collard greens, and collard greens is cool, but I like more curly mustards, Texas turnips, and that type of thing. But anyway, when I was at the grocery store a while ago, now I have 3 bunches of curly mustards, 3 bunches of Texas turnips. And so while I go at the store, you know, I'll be going and get my markdowns. It was $1.49, and these are the Euro greens from Cut and Clean. And these have Swiss chard, mustards, turnips, and kale. And it just put an extra little zip into the greens when you cooking them. And you know, most restaurants, some restaurants, they cook mixed greens. They don't just cook collards. Collards are good, but they're the cheapest of the greens, and they stretch and they're tough. You know, whereas when you cook more of curly mustards and turnips and stuff, they're more tender of a green. And, you know, they cook away. So even though I'm cooking those 6 bunches and I'm plus putting those 2 bags in there, it's going to cook away. But I will have a nice pot like that of greens. But it just, you know, so it just seemed like a lot from the beginning, but really it's not. So anyway, when I get ready to put my greens in, after my after my smoked jowl is cooking, and I get ready to put my greens in there, I'm going to put crushed red pepper. I'm going to put some vinegar. I'm going to put some cooking oil. Now, see, my mama, she was so cold-blooded with it. She would put like a spoon of lard in her greens. No, I'm not going to put no lard in there because I only cook with canola. So, I pour some canola in there. I put my crushed red pepper. I put seasoning salt, a tad bit of sugar, a tad bit just for taste, not to make the greens sweet because you don't want your greens sweet, but it's just a condiment. It's just for seasoning. It's not to make them sweet. It's just for seasoning. And so you don't put black pepper in greens. That's what fuck greens up. And some people put black pepper in greens, but you do not put black. That's people that can't cook, that really can't cook. But real cooking motherfuckers, southern motherfuckers, like, see, my father was a southerner. So, you know, motherfuckers that's really cooking like that, they don't put black pepper in greens. You put crushed pepper, crushed red pepper in greens. So, I put my crushed red pepper, my Lawry seasoning salt, a tad bit of sugar, vinegar, cooking oil, and that's it. And you let it work. And it's going to take a few hours to cook. I like to cook my greens slow and for a long time. Now, for this nice pot of greens here, I got the 6 bunches plus 2 bags. So, that's probably equivalent to about 8 bunches. So, with 8 bunches of greens, it's 8:48 right now. I would say around 2 o'clock, I have me a nice little, you know what I'm saying, little plate of greens and some, you know, smoked jowl. Is it going to take a while like that? But you want them to be tender. You want it to be well seasoned. And I'm going to show you how it comes out and how I go through the steps. I'm just pretty much giving you guys a generalization on the condiments and things that you're going to put in your greens as you're cooking them. You put your meat on first, okay? When you put your meat on, you don't rinse your meat off. You're going to put your greens inside of that pot liquor of that meat, as my dad called it, pot liquor. But when this meat boil, it's going to boil and it's going to have a good seasoning to the water. And you put your greens all into that pot liquor. Everything, just put it all back in that pot. So, anyway, I'm going to walk you guys through these steps on how I cook my greens. And we're going to cook this. I'm going to show you how I smother my pork steaks and all that good stuff. So we getting ready to cook some shit today. We getting ready to get fat. We're going to sit up and watch some goddamn TV later on. We'll come on tonight on Tuesdays anyway. I don't know. So anyway, we getting ready to get our cooking on today. Deuces. In a minute, y'all. Love you. Bye.